Well, on the international front, while the plotters in Canberra are worried about Craig Kelly, I'll come to him in a moment, the Australian government might be better preoccupied in finding answers to a Chinese leadership that knows post-Trump they don't have to go to bed with too many worries. It hasn't taken long to see the international ramifications of a weak left-wing Biden presidency. I spoke last week about Myanmar. China's pretty happy about the military coup. And I asked if Taiwan could be far behind. The Prime Minister says he's willing to work through problems in the relationship with China. PM, my advice to you is get a wriggle on. Forget for a moment that there are more than 80 ships carrying $1.1 billion worth of Australian coal, 1,400 seafarers and 6.4 million tonnes of fuel in offshore limbo because China won't allow Australian cargo to be unloaded. China is saying the coal should be resold to markets outside China. This has been going on since June last year. I should say that many ships, while carrying Australian coal, are sailing under a Panamanian flag, and there are about 10 different nationalities on board. That's beside the point. China are pleasing themselves and basically saying our coal should be resold to markets outside China. Australia's response? None that we know of, eh? Then today we learned that not a single lobster has been exported to China since November. The lobster price has collapsed, and the current local catch price of $25 a kg for southern rock lobster is not enough for many fishermen to break even. Industry sources say more than a third of the lobster economy's thousands of jobs in fishing towns around the country could go within months, all part of China's trade boycott of more than $20 billion of annual Australian exports. And while barley and coal can be sold to other markets, southern rock lobsters are premium products. The next best customers won't pay half as much as the banqueters in mainland China. New Zealand are cashing in on our expense and selling their prized red catch to China for more than $120 a kilo, a hugely profitable price. If this continues, after JobKeeper goes, hundreds, perhaps thousands of jobs will also go. $25 a kilo for southern rock lobsters doesn't cover the cost of diesel, crew, boat upkeep and fees to government for fishing rights. And we are days out from the Lunar New Year, which for the Australian lobster fishermen was what Thanksgiving is for the American turkey farmer. Mr Morrison, these lobster farmers live in electorates. They vote. And many of the most exposed electorates are held by coalition MPs. And as if all that isn't enough, what's Australia going to do about the most recent news that a Chinese government-backed company will build a $40 billion city in one of the most impoverished areas of Papua New Guinea, kilometres from Australian territory? A city of 100 square kilometres. Western Province, one of PNG's most impoverished provinces and the closest to Australia. The capital is Daru. Health system, hopeless. School infrastructure, just as bad. No sewerage system. And China are proposing a new Daru, a massive city with a major seaport and a dominant industrial focus. I spoke at the weekend to a distinguished Australian soldier. In 2013, he and a group of 8 were told to put together a team of 8 little black rubber Zodiacs, inflatable boats, to go from Daru to Weipa to test if the border force, allegedly safeguarding our national security and our coastline, could pick them up. They couldn't. They had the whole job done, Daru to Australia, in 3 days in inflatable boats, undetected. And China are going to build a $40 billion city there. Will America care? But hardly a whimper from Canberra. Can someone give the government in Canberra a geography lesson? Prime Minister, you say you're willing to work through problems in the relationship with China. It's time to get a wriggle on. Step up to the plate. Prime Minister, we've asked you onto this program. You have declined. But you'd better be careful that one observation about you today in the media doesn't gain widespread momentum. It spoke of, quote, Morrison's usual approach to governing. He chooses not what is needed, but whatever will present the fewest difficulties, unquote. Prime Minister, that won't do. Good government is more than press conferences about coronavirus and silly roadmaps about our future. Deal with the here and now, or there won't be a future. What are your thoughts? I need to hear from you. Alan at skynews.com.au. The text line 0414 000 848. And, of course, tell your friends they can listen live on the iHeart Radio